Whether this happens to be the best video I have ever uploaded or not, only time will tell. But one thing I can assure you of is this. If you love reading, you love story, you love flights of imagination, or you are someone who writes or is trying to become better at writing, this video will be invaluable to you. Because in it, I'm going to share with you 23 of what I consider some of the best opening sentences in literature. Now, before we dive into them, I just want to share with you a very important detail about this video, and it's how the video is structured and how to get the most out of it. So in this video, I'm going to tell you the name of the book and then read the opening sentence. And I'm going to make no commentary whatsoever on those sentences. Now, the effect of this will be twofold. On the first hand, it will be refreshing and freeing because you're just going to be immersed in the writing of some of the best authors, and the amount of time they gave to these first lines is remarkable. The second effect will be an uneasy effect because as you listen to these sentences, if you go beyond idle curiosity to real curiosity, you'll start thinking, why are these sentences so good? Why are they worthy examples of how to begin a novel? Well, next week or the following week, I will be doing a video that focuses on understanding literature and the role of the incipit, that is the opening sentence of a novel, what it's meant to do and how it can be done very well. And if that's something that interests you, you may want to come back in a week or two's time to check that out. There is also a best way to use this video, and it's this. Watch it all the way through and just immerse yourself in the glorious sentences and language of great writers. But second of all, after you've watched it, go back and one by one, even over a course of days, just listen to each sentence and ask yourself, why is this such a good sentence? What can I learn from it? And I honestly can tell you, if you take the time to do that, your appreciation for literature will go right up. So having said all of that, let's go through these 23 brilliant opening sentences. Epitaph of a Small Winner, otherwise known as the posthumous memoirs of Bras Cubas by Machado de Assis.
I am a deceased writer, not in the sense of one who has written and then died, but in the sense of one who has died and is now writing.
Brideshead Revisited by Evelyn Waugh. When I reached C Company lines, which were at the top of the hill, I paused and looked back at the camp, just coming into full view below me through the grey mist of early morning. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. When he was nearly 13, my brother Jem got his arm badly broken at the elbow. A Bend in the River by V.S. Naipaul. The world is what it is. Men who are nothing, who allow themselves to become nothing, have no place in it. The Remains of the Day by Katsuo Ishiguro. It seems increasingly likely that I really will undertake the expedition that has been preoccupying my imagination now for some days. A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce. Once upon a time, and a very good time it was, there was a moo cow coming down along the road, and this moo cow that was coming down along the road met a nice little boy named Baby Tuku. The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. Brighton Rock by Graham Greene. Hale knew before he had been in Brighton 3 hours that they meant to murder him. Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. It was a pleasure to burn. Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. All happy families resemble one another. Each unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Just a reminder, if you are an earnest reader or writer and you want to know why these sentences are just so good at what they do, remember to like and subscribe so that you can come back for the video in a week or two's time, which will explore some of these sentences in more detail. Let's carry on. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. It is a truth universally acknowledged that a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. Richard III by Shakespeare. Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by this son of York, and all the clouds that lowered upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. There was no possibility of taking a walk that day. Moby Dick by Herman Melville. Call me Ishmael. 1984 by George Orwell. It was a bright, cold day in April, and the clocks were striking 13. That's very good. Kokoro by Natsumi Soseki. I always called him Sensei. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. In a hole in the ground, there lived a hobbit. David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. Whether I shall turn out to be the hero of my own life, or whether that station will be held by anybody else, these pages must show. The Good Soldier by Ford Madox Ford. This is the saddest story I have ever heard. Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson. Squire Trelawney, Dr. Livesey, and the rest of these gentlemen having asked me to write down the whole particulars about Treasure Island from the beginning to the end, keeping nothing back but the bearings of the island, and that only because there is still treasure not yet lifted, I take up my pen in the year of grace 17 and go back to the time when my father kept the Admiral Benbow Inn, and the brown old seaman with the sabre cut first took up his lodging under our roof. Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. All children, except one, grow up. The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. It was a queer, sultry summer, the summer they electrocuted the Rosenbergs, and I didn't know what I was doing in New York. Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Hurston. Ships at a distance have every man's wish on board. So there you have it, 23 of what I consider some of the best opening sentences in literature. I hope you have enjoyed just basking in those simple opening statements. Now, to get the most out of this video, take the time to go back through each sentence and just ask yourself, What is contained within those sentences? Why are they so good? What do they do to me and my imagination? And remember, if you want to understand the incipit, that is the opening line or the beginning of a book, then be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on my upcoming video where I'm going to dive into opening lines and explore further and deeper into them. Until the next time, I wish you joy in whatever you read.